Hi, Greg.
Hey, Seth, how are you?
I
I
am.
wanted to welcome you to our very exclusive and very special webinar presentation. This is pretty cool stuff. I'm super excited to share all of the things we're going to talk about today. So thanks for taking time to teach everybody about what you're doing right now.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me. It is an honor to be here, and I'm excited to help your docs get more patients.
Yeah, that's what they love to hear. So, hey everyone, thanks for joining us on this very exclusive webinar presentation. I wanted to introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Greg Presti, and I'm the founder and CEO of Local Search for Dentists. And we have helped thousands and thousands of dental practices all over the world leverage marketing and the internet to generate more phone calls, more referrals, more new patients, and more profit in your practice. Now, I have a very special guest with me today. His name is Seth Greene, and as you know, here at Local Search for Dentists, we'd like to share with you the most cutting-edge marketing ideas you can use to grow your practice and help you get more new patients in the door. Because here's the deal. Right now, we have shiny object syndrome going on throughout dentistry. And whether it's people talking about fancy websites or social media or local search, whatever it is, right now we have doctors really literally just buying shiny objects left and right. So that's why I brought Seth on. So we're extremely fortunate to have him because 2 weeks ago, I ran into Seth and he was pretty much blowing me away with all of the great things he was doing on Facebook to get new patients like you've never heard of before. So he talked about, really growing your practice, utilizing social differently than any other way I've seen. So you're very lucky to have him. Seth, I'm going to let you take the bull by the horns here because you have a lot to cover. You're going to hear a lot about his credentials. He's well-versed in marketing throughout dentistry and growing practices. So, Seth, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, get going, because we have a ton to cover, and I'm sure these people are going to want to take vigorous notes.
Thanks so much, Greg, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here. Any chance I get to help your folks get new patients and increase their practices is something obviously I jump at the opportunity for. So how many of you would like to see the exact system that's generating 15 new patients for an exam with consultation and x-rays in one day, 8 new patients for opalescence teeth whitening in one day, 12 new patients for Crestpro white strips in one day, 29 new Invisalign patients in 6 days, and 9 new patients for speed braces in one day? I know it sounds too good to be true, but believe me, it's happening every day for our clients. It can happen for you too, and certainly give you something to smile about. So a couple quick questions. How many folks out there listening right now have Facebook fan pages for your practice? Pretty much everybody, right? Now, how many of you are frustrated with the number of actual leads and real trackable new patients coming in the door through their Facebook efforts? Almost everybody, right? Because we've all heard that Facebook and social media is supposed to be the new thing. It can be a shiny object, as Greg mentioned, if you don't do it right, because it should be generating new patients for you every day. But I'm guessing, based on the show of hands I see on the screen here, that most of you feel more like this guy, wanting to put a gun to your head and shoot yourself rather than spend another minute on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter. And I totally understand that. One more quick question. How many of you have a competitor near you who seems to be more successful than you are, but you know you do a better job with your patients than they do? Drives docs crazy. I know. I hear it all the time. Well, what if I could show you a way to put your marketing message in front of your competition's patients? How many of you would want to get that? Can you imagine what your practice would look like if you had prospective new patients interacting with you every day on autopilot? Be a whole different world, wouldn't it? So why are we talking about Facebook? I know you've heard Facebook probably for quite some time now. You have a Facebook fan page for your practice. You may post yourself. You may have the 22-year-old receptionist in your office in charge of that, which obviously, by the way, is a huge mistake. Just because she's on social media doesn't mean she's a social media marketing expert. Facebook is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. They are the biggest social network. But up until now, up until about 6 months ago, a lot of it could have been considered a waste of time and money. I know it's almost like heresy for a social media guru to tell you that Facebook was wasting your money up until 6 months ago. But everything changed because Facebook went public. And all of a sudden, Mark Zuckerberg said, oh crap, he said something else, but he said, I've got to justify this like $40 billion stock valuation. We need to generate a whole lot more revenue. And they came up with a way to do that that is actually revolutionary for dentists, orthodontists, practitioners. So let me tell you a little bit about what they did. I'll give you the short version. So everybody's got at least a couple of these credit cards in their wallet, right? Well, we've got a deal now with 3 of the largest credit card processors in the country to sell us their data. Now, you say, wait a second. I signed a contract when I filled out that application with Visa. They can't sell my data. You're absolutely right. Visa can't. However, when you swipe a credit card at a liquor store, at a bookstore, at Starbucks, or when you punch in your credit card number online, it goes through a credit card processor before it gets to Visa. That credit card processor doesn't have a contract with you. They've got a contract with the merchant, and they can sell that data and do whatever they want with it. And up until now, they hadn't because the money wasn't big enough. It is now because we've got Facebook behind it. So I can take these 3 credit card processors cover about 80% of the marketplace, 80% of all credit card transactions. So I can now see your patients and your prospective patients' credit card transactions. I can see what kind of house they live in, how much the mortgage is. I can see what kind of car they drive, when they bought it, what make and model it is, and how much they paid for it. I can see where they work. I can see their profession. I can see how much income they make because they pay taxes on it. I can see what kind of books they're buying at Barnes & Noble. I can see what kind of foods they're buying at the grocery store. I can see if they're buying Ben & Jerry's versus Haagen-Dazs. I can see if they're buying organic food. I can see if mom is buying Greene cleaning products. I can see if she's buying snacks for soccer practice. Privacy is completely dead. Is a father of 3 small children, it scares the crap out of me. But as a marketer, I live on this. So that data is now all available for us to append to Facebook, which means I can advertise to your patients and your prospective patients based on what they bought on their credit card. So you want to talk about getting in front of your competition? If they're paying their copays on a credit card, I can see it and put ads in front of them. This credit card data is about 5 months old. That's how long. The data itself isn't 5 months old. Obviously, there have been credit card processors as long as there have been credit cards. But our ability to get the data and append it to Facebook is 5 months old. Previous to this, you could buy it, but you had to buy it for direct mail, and you had to buy a lot of it in order to qualify. You wouldn't do this to market to 500 people. National advertisers did this to get in front of millions of people based on that data. But now, with the ability to append it to Facebook, you can do it for pennies, and you can get in front of as little as 1, 5, 10 people if you want. So think about this. For those of you who've been listening to Greg for any length of time, you've obviously heard about Google AdWords, how Google makes their money by serving up ads based on your keyword searches. And Google AdWords has been around for about 15 years. It's how Google makes most of their money. And the marketplace is pretty well saturated because everybody theoretically knows about it now. What if you could have mastered Google AdWords 15 years ago when it just came out and you could buy clicks to your website for pennies on the dollar? That's what this is. This Facebook data with credit card access is 5 months old. It is the wild, wild west right now because nobody knows about it. Because obviously Facebook isn't publicizing it because it scared the crap out of consumers and they'd tear up their credit cards. Every business owner, every dentist, every orthodontist, everyone I share this with says, oh my God, that's amazing. And they wake up at 3 in the morning with 7 ideas on ways they could make it work for their practice. And then they want to cut up their credit cards because they don't want anybody doing this to them. The good news is they're not going to, because we're not giving this data access to just anybody. Because we can't, we're growing so fast, we can't handle, and you'll see that later, we can't handle that many more clients. I can't hire and train people fast enough. So who do we do this for besides the dentist and the orthodontics? Well, you might recognize this guy, Jack Canfield. He's the #1 best-selling author of, he's got the best-selling book series of all time, Chicken Soup with the Soul. He's sold more books than anyone except the Bible. We do his marketing, and we'll tell you a little bit about some of the results, and we'll actually share the actual one of the ads we wrote for Jack a little bit later on. How I got started. So I originally went to, we also do this for some Fortune 500 companies and for other famous dentists and orthodontists like Dr. Dustin Burleson and Dr. Tom Arendt that you may have heard of. How I got started, I did not start out as a social media marketing guru. I started out going to Syracuse University to be a Broadway star. That was literally, my undergraduate degree was in acting. And my senior year, I decided I didn't want to just be an starving actor anymore. I wanted to be the producer. I wanted to be in charge of the show. So I'm the one who got to reject the actors. So I decided, 3 of my friends and I decided to produce The Mystery of Edwin Drood by Charles Dickens, an interactive murder mystery musical. We rented out the Shine Student Center at Syracuse, which was bigger than any theater in the theater department. And we had have a cast of about 40, 50 of my friends from the theater department. It was a gigantic musical. And we went to the Student Government Association, and we got funding, and we were all set. 6 weeks before we were due to open, the Student Government Association said, we screwed up. We shouldn't have given you that much money. We have to cut your funding in half. You're a first-time organization. This is a big event. We can't give you that much money. So I had a choice. The choice was I could close the show, tell all my friends to tell their parents to cancel their plane tickets and disappoint everybody, or I could find a way to raise the money. So I said, let's do it. I took every pre-approved credit card application I had, and this is a long time ago, back when I had stacks of them, and they sent them out every day at 22 years old. I took every application I had. I lied about how much money I made on the application as a college. I didn't say I was a college student. I sent them all back, and I charged the entire half the show budget on my credit cards. My 2 friends and I who were producing the show all agreed that at the end of the show, if there was any money that we owed, they would get credit cards too, and we'd split it. At the end of the show, you can guess what happened. We were a critical success, but a commercial failure because I knew nothing about marketing. Both my friends screwed me. They said, our parents won't let us. Sorry, it's all on you. So I was left with about $50,000 in credit card debt at 22 years old that I had no way to pay back. So I went bankrupt. And based on that, smart money management, I decided to become a financial advisor. So if you've ever seen the movie Boiler Room, it's interesting that the main character's name was Seth, just like mine. That's what I did, except it was legal. I made 300 cold calls a day, interrupting strangers during dinner and asking them for money. And it wasn't very much fun. It was a giant suck fest because you hang up on that guy, right? You don't want to talk to that guy. So I banged my head against the wall doing that for 5 years until in my spare time, I am a professional magician. I read a trade journal for magicians. Yes, magicians have trade journals too, just like dentists do. And there was a full-page ad for a marketing course for magicians. I bought the course. I implemented what I learned in the course. I doubled my prices to become the most expensive magician in my area. I didn't become a better magician. I became a better marketer. And I became the busiest magician in Western New York at the new higher prices. So I went to the guy who sold me that course, who some of you may know, a guy by the name of Dave D. And I said, would this work in my job as a financial planner? He said, absolutely. I said, where'd you learn it? He said, 2 words that changed my life. He said, Dan Kennedy. I said, I went to Dan, back when Dan did consultations many years ago. Dan said, you're doing everything wrong. You shouldn't be cold calling. You shouldn't be chasing prospects. They should be coming to you ready to hire you. He said, write me a 6-figure check. I'll change your life. I went home to my wife and I said, honey, I know we just got married. I know you just quit your job to be a stay-at-home mom of our new baby, my son. I know that we just bought our first house, all in the last 12 months. But I need to go borrow more than our mortgage to hire this guy, Dan. She said, no way. I came home the next day and said, honey, you don't understand. I got to hire this guy, Dan. And she said, are you deaf? I said, no, yesterday. She didn't say it as nice as that. And then 30 days in a row, I came home and said, honey, I got to go hire this guy, Dan. Day 31, my wonderful wife said, you better pray this works. And she said, yes. I hired this guy, Dan Kennedy, and in the first 2 years, he increased my production as a financial advisor 435%. I worked at a Fortune 500 financial services firm. When I started, I was rep out of 6,700 reps. I was 6,699. I was in second to last place. After the first 2 years in Dan, I was in the top 30 nationwide, competing against guys who had been in business longer than I had been alive, who didn't like me anymore because all of a sudden I was beating them. So I said, Dan, what do I do now? He said, you got to start teaching other people how to do what you did. I said, how do I do that? He said, start a marketing company. I said, okay. About the same time, I got a phone call from the VP of marketing from a very large company who had a division in our area. You would know who they were if I told you because they're national. And he said, I can't use you as a financial advisor. My brother-in-law is my rep. But your marketing is better than anything we've got. Can I hire you to do that for us? And I heard Dan in my head, and so I said, I don't know. How big a check can you write? He answered the question, and I said, you can hire me for that. So that started Market Domination, which started out as me and is now me and 29 employees. We are the fastest growing direct response marketing firm in the country. It got me written about in 3 best-selling books. It got me interviewed on TV, newspaper, and radio. It got me national, Dan wrote about me twice in various publications that he puts out. I've written 3 best-selling books of my own. Financial Advisor Marketing Magic was my first one. Real Estate Marketing Magic was my second one. I sold my house in 2 hours using the Facebook credit card data I'm about to show you. And I just wrote Cutting Edge Marketing Magic, where I interview 15 of the top marketers in the world. So let's talk about what we do for dentists and orthodontics, why you're all here. So if you're posting on Facebook, which I hope that you are, you can't post every day about dentistry because the consumer will tune you out. They will turn you off. They will stop checking your page. They will unfriend you, unlike you. They will ignore you because they only will go to your page if they got a toothache or if they got a problem. What you have to do is you have to get seen as a health and medical expert so that it's not about dentistry. Don't worry, you don't have to come up with the content for this. But for example, this is a post we wrote for North Canton Orthodontics. Diabetes and obesity are problematic on their own, but could they also affect how the body responds to treatment for other conditions? New studies suggest this is the case. And then there was a link to the study. And we got a ton of likes for North Canton, a ton of shares, a ton of comments. People were telling their friends about it who were obese or who had diabetics. How many times do you post about tooth decay and nobody cares? You've got to post about different stuff every day so that people keep checking your page to see what's coming next because it might apply to them. One of our most popular posts was about HGH. It was about hormone replacement therapy in senior citizens, older women, because all of them were sharing it and talking about it. So you've got to be likable, you've got to be shareable, and it can't just be about dentistry. So let me give you some examples. This is Murray Orthodontics. Now, once you have to do a couple different things on Facebook. You have to build up your audience. You have to have enough likes because if you have 27 fans, it's not going to do you any good. So the first thing we have to do is get you a sizable audience. Your Facebook list, your Facebook fans is essentially your Facebook opt-in list. People who've liked you. They've raised their hand and said, I'm interested in hearing from Dr. Murray, and I want to see what he's got to say. And then I can market to them for free or very, very cheaply. So once you've got a fan base, you can do the really cool thing, which is make offers to them. This is an offer we did for Murray Orthodontics April 15th, 6 days ago. And it says, take 10% off your Invisalign treatment for the month of May. Your smile depends upon this. There's a before and after picture. Now you'll notice something really, really cool. It says, how many people, Greg, can you see? How many people claim that offer?
15,000 people saw it.
Yep, and how many people claimed it? Look above it a little bit.
Let me see, 29 people.
29 new patients in 6 days.
I would urge everyone watching this video presentation right now to wake up and take a note of what you just realized. I don't know of any other way to impact your bottom line and your practice any quicker and any more efficient dollar for dollar than what you're looking at right now.
And it's funny that you brought that up, because guess how much he paid in ad spend, the pay-per-click budget, to get those 29 people and to get 15,000 people to see it? $95.96.
I was going to say less than $100.
$100 for 29 new patients. And if you went to the local television station and said, "Get me in front of 15,000 people, here's $100," they'd laugh you out of the room. If you said, "I got $100, give me 30 patients, and I'm only going to pay you for the interested people." So Dr. Murray didn't pay for 15,000 people to see it. He only paid for the 29 people who said yes. I can show you his email where he sent me yesterday going, holy, he had some happy profanity in his email going, "Oh my God, you guys are awesome. When can I run the next one?" Because he said, "I've never seen anything like this. I got 29 new patients in 6 days. It's unbelievable." This is North Canton Orthodontics. I shared an example of a post we did earlier. This is Dr. Nicole Teifer. And this is her Beat the Summer Rush. We did this back in March. Grab your complimentary exam, consultation, and digital x-rays today. 3,256. It's a little fuzzy. I apologize. 3,256 people saw it. 15 people signed up. She got 15 new patients in a week. And that one actually was $13.23. I mean, those are new patients at less than $1 a pop. I mean, you tell me. Go ahead. Sorry.
So Seth, I just want to interject a couple of ideas here and thoughts that are going along in my head right now, and that everyone needs to be thinking about. Okay. So how many people on the webinar offer a free second opinion or a free consultation or implant offers and that go on and on and on? Sleep apnea, TMD, all those things, all those services that you love to do. You know, because not everybody offers Invisalign, things like that, but you offer different things, right? So the reality of that situation is everyone offers a free second opinion, okay, for a patient, all right? But the bad part is nobody knows about it, okay? So these are ways outside of the box thinking to start to get those things that you love to do, okay, helping denture sufferers, helping sleep apnea, family dentistry, pediatrics, and get in front of people who actually want those services and aren't tire kickers, okay? That's what we're looking at here, is hyper-specific, hyper-targeted people who want these things and want their problems fixed.
Right. It's not just about the ad itself. It's about who the ad ran in front of based on our credit card data, so we can micro-niche target market to exactly the right people. If you've got a family practice and the people who bring the kids into the practice are the moms and they are the soccer moms, I can literally get you in front of soccer moms. I can see people who have a credit card dues to the Amherst Soccer Association who are female, who are, you know, between 30 and 50, who have kids in, you know, who are between 6 and 12 years old, who buy, you know, whatever. I mean, I can literally get down to as specific as you possibly want and get these ads to run in front of the exact right people. You want to sell dentures, I'll get you in front of someone who just bought denture cream or, you know, like whatever the hell, effervescent, bubbly things to clean your dentures. I'll get you in front of those people who just bought them at the pharmacy.
And we can sell them dental implants for a huge profit as well. So you can go after denture sufferers, for people who hate their dentures and who buy denture cream every day and can't chew their food and can't smile in a family photo, right? So now Seth can get you in front of those particular individuals. Like, the power of this is it's endless. And the best part is, really, other than Seth's clients, no one's doing this in dentistry. Zero. Zilch.
We're not offering it to anybody else.
And you're not even offering it. So this is very privileged stuff. So this is good. I'm loving this. This is awesome.
This is another North Canton offer. These two are, she's one of my poster children. This was Opalescence teeth whitening. You can't see the bottom part of the post that said if you like this post in order to get that, in order to take advantage of the offer. And we've got a system set up where as soon as they like it, we can suck their Facebook username, email, all that stuff right out, drop it into a contact management system like Infusion, and automatically send them the offer. So in this case, we got 52 people to sign up for Opalescence. It was in less than a week. And they actually had to order more from the manufacturer because they ran out. So that is our favorite problem to cause. So again, it got 15 new patients for the exam, consult, and x-rays you saw. One opalescence campaign got 8 new patients. Another one, the one you just saw, got 52, but it took a little bit longer than one day. We got 12 new patients for Crest Pro right strips in one day, 29 new Invisalign patients in 6 days, 9 new patients for speed braces in one day. I didn't do any of the geriatric stuff, but we could certainly give examples of that. It's literally, I mean, we're printing new patients at will almost. It's just a question of how fast you want them. And the beauty of this doesn't take time from you because we do all the work. So literally it takes 5 minutes once a month. Don't worry, you don't have to come up with much. You make us a manager of your Facebook page, and we have a video that teaches you how to do that. You decide on what your pay-per-click budget is. That's the money that Facebook is making. So you could say, I want to spend $200 this month. And then you get 29 new patients. You say, holy, I want more. I'll do $500 this month or $1,000 this month. It's totally up to you. You can start it and stop it. You can raise it and lower it. I've had dentists call me and go, I need to stop it for a month. I can't keep up, which is my favorite problem to cause. If you give us your patient email list, and we're HIPAA compliant and all that good stuff, I don't need medical records. I just need email addresses. I can run our credit card algorithm through your patient email list and see exactly who your patient is. I can tell you, female, 45 years old, drives a Lexus RX that she bought 3 years ago, lives in a $300,000 house. She buys organic food at the grocery store. She buys Ben & Jerry's instead of Haagen-Dazs. She's got 2 kids, 1 7, 1 11. Her husband does X. This is how much money they make. This is the kind of books she buys. This is the kind, I mean, you name it. I can see what kind of, does she buy chocolate or does she buy Fritos? Does she like sweet or salty snacks? Where does she go out to eat? Where does she get her junk food from? And I can take that list, tell you who your ideal patient is, and then go get everyone else who meets the same criteria in your geographic territory and market to them, thus basically cloning your patients dirt cheap. I can also, because again, we can see credit cards, so you can tell me who your competitors are. If you got a large chain down the street, one of those chain offices, or if you got a guy you just can't stand, I can literally go run ads in front of all their patients. So all you have to do, again, you make us a manager, you decide on a budget, you give us your email list, you tell us who you want, and you tell us once a month for 5 minutes what offers you want to run. Hey, I want to do free exam and x-rays this month. Hey, I want to do Invisalign. I want to do teeth whitening. You tell us, or I want to do denture. You tell us what you want. We'll build the ad. We'll run it. You'll approve it. We'll run it in front of the exact right people, and you take all the patients. So literally 1 5-minute phone call to us once a month. We'll take care of everything. We'll post for you every day. So not dental-related stuff, the other health, wellness, medical-related stuff that get people to share it and talk about it and keep coming back every day to see what you do so that when you make an offer to them, they're primed and ready to go. I said I'd show you a couple examples. This is Jack Canfield's ad, one of Jack Canfield's ad. Jack launched a product called bestsellerblueprint.com, which taught people how to write a bestseller. And this was one of the ads that we wrote, ran in people's news feed, but basically we ran 200 different campaigns. We sliced and diced that credit card data 200 different ways for Jack. One of those is we went in front of everybody who bought something from Writer's Digest, which is a place for wannabe writers to go to learn how to write or how to get published or how to market to agents and literary houses. 13,257 customers of Writer's Digest saw it. 553 of those people clicked on the ad and went to Jack's website. 270 of them signed up for the free video series. He had a 48% opt-in rate. 452 people shared that link on their Facebook page to tell other people about it, and it cost him $250. This was Conquer Your Calendar. She is a productivity coach. She teaches like time management and productivity for really successful entrepreneurs. And she was doing a free teleseminar that ultimately sold, her coaching program. Just one ad for her got 28 people to sign up for her event for $53. So she put butts in the seat for her teleseminar at $1.91 a piece. And she was selling a product that was a much higher priced, it was $1,000 a month coaching program. So if you were selling something that was $12,000 a year and you could put people in the seats for $2, how many people would you put in the seats? As many as you could possibly do, right? This is someone you might know. This is Dr. Tom Arendt, who also was a very successful dentist and then coached other dentists. So this was our ad for his program. Will you retire and be financially free or stay a slave to your practice? So in this case, Tom wanted dentists who were 55 to 68 years old who made X amount a year. So I can see your profession because of your credit card data. I can see your income because of your credit card data. So we ran in front of dentists the right age who made the right amount of money. We put this ad in front of them on their personal news feed. 35,062 dentists saw it. 696 of them went to his website, and it cost him 35 cents a person. That's it. And he sells a coaching program that's over $60,000 a year. So 35 cents a person to sell them a $65,000 coaching program is a pretty good ROI, and that's why Tom is a happy customer of ours. So whether you use us or not, here are the 5 keys to success on Facebook. So even if you don't get to be a part of our program, because again, we can't accept that many people because we're just growing too fast, and I'm trying to keep this restricted to a very small number of people. So number 1, you need to post every day, and it has to be non-dental related content. It can't just be about what you do. People want to know that you know, like, and trust them, and they don't care what you do until they know how much you care about them. So you've got to show them you care by being a resource and giving them stuff other than, hey, look, I can do X. They don't care about X yet. They want to know about what's going on with them. And if you keep posting every day other content, they will want to listen to you. You need to grow your fan base. If you've got 67 fans, this isn't going to work because it's not a big enough audience. Now, you don't need 20,000 people. Don't worry about it. Sean Murray, who you saw, who we got 29 Invisalign patients for, he's only got about 1,400 fans. North Canton Orthodontics, I think, has about 800. So you don't need to be Kim Kardashian. You don't need 4 million fans to make this work. You don't need to be famous to the world. You just need to be famous to the right people who are your prospective patients in your area. So you can grow your fan base with a cheap like, what we call a cheap like campaign in front of your existing patients to get them to like you. You want to clone your patients and run a cheap like campaign in front of those people who match the criteria that your patients match. Here's something never ever to do. Every time you post, there is a little button at the bottom of your post that Facebook puts there and says Boost Post, where you can give Facebook money and they will put your post in front of more people. Don't ever do that. It's a giant waste of money because Facebook will take your money. You can specify, I want $5, $10, $100 of boosting, and Facebook will spend your money as fast as possible, and they will put your ad in front of as many people as possible without any targeting of the right people. So it's a giant waste of money. If you're doing it, please stop. You want in order to broaden your reach, you want to do what's called a page post engagement ad, not a boost. A boost is a waste of money. A page post engagement ad will get people talking about you. Obviously, we do those for you, but if you're doing it yourself, that's the type of ad you want to run. And then once you grow your fan base and get people talking about you, then you want to make an offer. And you saw some of the examples that we used. You saw Invisalign, you saw free exams, you saw tooth whitening, you saw speed braces, you could do dentures or implants, you name it. As long as you structure the offer right and put it in front of the right people, they will take advantage of it. So the exact system that's generating, again, 15 new patients for exams, 8 new patients for teeth whitening, 29 new Invisalign patients in 6 days, 12 new patients for whitening, Crest Pro white strips. Here is how the system works, what we do, and how you take advantage of it. So we have 2 levels at which you can work with us. The silver introductory level, we will post for you every day using our proven health, medical, and wellness related content that will get people checking in every day to see what you're posting. We will run the credit card targeted ads to increase your fan base, then increase your engagement, and finally, the most importantly, get you new patients. We will clone your existing patients for you. We'll run our algorithm and get you in front of people who match your patient's exact criteria. We will run your monthly offers to get you new patients, and we will report to you every month exactly everything we did, how it worked, what didn't, what you should do more of, what you should do less of. We normally charge $3,000 a month for that, but Greg twisted my arm and said, you got to make a killer offer for my folks. So I went down to $2,000, and he said, you got to do better than that. So Greg beat me up. I still have the bruises, so we'll give you half off, and that is $1,500 a month plus the cost per click that goes to Facebook. We're not an ad agency. We don't charge a commission or a markup on the ad. So we just want you to get results. You can advertise as much or as little as you can handle the business for. Our most popular level is our gold level. That gets you the daily engaging Facebook posts, the credit card targeted ads, the patient cloning systems, the monthly offers, the monthly reporting. It also gets you a whole bunch of other stuff. I lead a in-person marketing mastermind group every month. I have about 40 business owners who fly in, who participate in person, and then I have another 70 around the world who participate via our Facebook membership site. We video that seminar, which is me teaching cutting-edge direct response marketing. So it's not just this stuff. It's teaching all sorts of stuff you can use to grow your practices. It is 3 hours of content every single month. You get the videos, you get the video recordings, you get the PowerPoint slides, you get the Word docs and the JPEG files, everything you need to run every single campaign that we teach every single month. We normally charge $197 a month for that. That's included free. You get an autographed copy of my best-selling book, Cutting Edge Marketing Magic. You also, Greg made me put these in here. I really resisted this. You get 2 marketing critiques. What that means is you can send me any marketing campaign you've got. I don't care where you got it. I don't care if you bought it from a competitor. I don't care if you created it yourself. I don't care if the God help you Yellow Pages rep gave it to you. You can send it in to us. Hopefully you're not using Yellow Pages. And
yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully Greg has talked you out of that. And you get those, and we will help you make it better. I will rewrite the ad for you. We normally charge $800 to do that. You get 2 of those. That's $1,600 value. Again, doesn't cost you any more. You also get, in addition to your 5-minute monthly phone call where we talk about your offers for that month, you get a 15-minute separate brainstorming session where you can ask me any marketing question you want. It doesn't have to be about Facebook. We charge $200 for that. You get all of this stuff, which is, again, normally $4,000. I still have more bruises from Greg, so that's cut in half. That's down to $2,000 a month. But wait, there's more. Greg wanted to make this absolutely irresistible for you. Greg, tell him what you got behind door number 3.
So here's the deal. For $500 more at the gold level, I need to make this a no-brainer for everybody watching the webinar, because this is how dead serious I am about what Seth's program does and the impact it'll have on your practice, is that I'm going to sweeten the pot. Because here's the deal. Seth's going to get you new patients. I have no doubt about that. I've seen it in our clients, and I've seen him do it throughout all sorts of industries. Okay, you don't become a bestseller and work with those types of people without actually doing some amazing things. So I need to sweeten the pot even more. All right. So the reality is, all the Facebook traffic you're going to get, you still have to have a 5-star reputation. You got to be looking like you're the best in town. So if Seth's going to put you in front of the right patients, they still need to know that you're the best dentist in your city. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away for free my Google Patient Review Attraction System. Okay, this is usually charged on its own around $1,300. I'm just throwing it into this program. You're going to get a tested and proven email that you plug and play that gets your patients to review you on Google, 5-star reviews, the right way. You're going to get same-day compliance. They're going to literally want to give you a review. They're going to be literally falling over the computer to get to it. That's how awesome this email is. And the best part is, I'm going to teach you with scripting for your front desk to have them properly guide patients to leave 5-star reviews on Google. Because it's not as simple as just saying, oh, can you leave us a review, in the front desk asking. You have to ask specific languaged questions that literally will get them to review you by the time that they get home. Okay? And here's the best part. The way that we script this filters out negative reviews. So we don't ask the wrong people to give us reviews, so we don't end up with someone saying something bad online about us. Plus, my team's going to develop a custom handout card for your staff to hand out with a full QR code so your patients can use their smart mobile phone to review you in an instant. Okay, so this coupled with the Facebook stuff at the gold level, which for $2,000 a month is an unreal value. You will never see this offer again, guaranteed. So
I paid $1,000 for that Google for the Google review thing, man.
I know. There you go. See, Seth paid for it. That's exactly right. So this is.
And I'm not a dentist. I had him edit it for our marketing firm.
That's true. You did. So that's how powerful this is. It works no matter what you do. So this alone, even if you bought just to get this bonus, would be worth it. So here's the deal. This is an opportunity of really a generation. Okay? Never before in history have we had access to such powerful information used to grow our businesses. Okay? And the reality is you're at a crossroads now. So you can either continue to do the same old referral-based marketing and internal marketing and hope and praying to get patients, which only works in politics, right? We're talking about business. The reality is you are now at a crossroads. You can either make a decision to go forward and use this to your advantage, because either you do it or someone else is going to do it. It needs to be you.
That's a good point, because if your competition
down the road.
If your competition is on this on this webinar and they hire me first, you're sort of screwed.
This is true. This is why we're only offering it to limited people. And
Yes.
and let's go ahead and move to the next screen, because I'm sure people are really eager to get moving, because this offer is ridiculous.
Okay, so we'll make it more ridiculous. You can get it all for free. If you sign up, and then you refer 3 other practitioners, not your competition, obviously, who invest in either program, then I'll give you gold for free and I'll give you your money back. So if you share this and get and 3 other practitioners, like not in your area, or who are friends of yours at the convention or whatever, and they sign up for it, you get the credit for it and I'll give you all your money back and yours will be free. The limit is this, though. Because of all the work, obviously, you see that's involved in this, we can only accept 25 more silver members, and we can only accept 15 members at the gold level. It is first come, first serve. So if the guy down the street from you, practitioner down the street from you, buys first, you're just out of luck. I apologize. I don't have enough capacity to handle more than 40 folks. We are in the process of interviewing and hiring and training more people, and when that is complete, I mean, it's going to be 3 to 6 months from now. Good people are hard to find. So at the moment, for now, at least for the foreseeable future, we can only accept 25 silver and 15 gold. The way you get one of those is you can click the Add to Cart button below for the level you want. You can go to ultimatemarketingmagician.com/Presti, or you can call the secure automated registration line at 866-231-9454.
But the quickest way to do this, because we have I think we're going to have about 500 people on this webinar, so there's no doubt 25. I think you had like 40 spots available. Go ahead and put that order page back up there. So we only have 40 spots available. So click the big yellow button, it says Add to Cart button below this video. You're going to be redirected to Seth's secure order page. Pick the level that you want, and he can get you started right away. Do not waste a second, because I know one thing about Seth is he's dead serious. Once he meets capacity, it's over, because the reality is he only does great quality stuff, and he knows his limits with how many clients he can take.
Yeah, this isn't one of those manufactured internet hype scarcity offers. I physically can't take more people because my staff will be at 40. My staff is maxed out, and again, we've been interviewing people, but I haven't found anybody worth hiring yet. So all we can take is the 40.
Yep, exactly. So to get one of these spots, like I said, this is an amazing package. I mean, literally anyone who denies this offer, I'll have to check you into the hospital because it's crazy. but you can do one of 3 things. You can go to www.ultimatemarketingmagician.com/Presti, Presti, or you can call my secure automated registration voicemail line at 866-231-9454. Now that is a secure voicemail system. No live person is going to pick up that phone and try to upsell you something. So if you don't leave your full credit card information and billing information on that voicemail, you do not get one of the spots Seth is offering. But like I said, the quickest way to get in line and take advantage of this offer is click the big yellow Add to Cart button below this video, and you will be redirected to a secure online order form where you could take advantage of this absolute absurd offer. So, Seth, I do appreciate you doing this for my people. I know I beat you up on giving them a good value, which I know that we over-delivered on. So I do appreciate you giving all those bonuses. I mean, that gold level plus my bonus is worth easily 4 or 5 times what we're charging on this special webinar. So thanks for coming on. I do appreciate it, really do, and I'm sure everyone listening does as well.
Thanks for having me. You know what? I'll do one other thing for you. If folks have questions, I can't guarantee the slots will be open left, but you know what? I'm gonna. I can't even do it. So my cell phone. Here is the caveat. I am on the East Coast, and I have 3 little kids who go to bed early. But if you have a question before you sign up, and my cell phone is 716-9. I'm not going to put it on the screen. You're going to have to listen and write it down. 716-908-3164. 716-908-3164. As long as you call before, let's say, call before 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will answer the phone or call you back and answer any questions you may have. But again, depending on how long that takes, the slots may be gone by then because there's 500 people and 95%
I doubt there's
of you are
going to be spots left. But
yeah, well, I tried, but 95% of you are going to be disappointed. But you know what? If you do have to get a question answered before you enroll, let me know what it is, and hopefully we'll have time to answer it.
Yep. And one of the things that maybe we can actually answer now, which I have a very strong opinion on, is if you're letting untrained staff or your web guy or web firm, and some of them are the big ones, right? Whether it's Sesame or God knows who, right. Yodel or whatever it is.
God help
if you're letting them do your Facebook marketing for your practice, absolutely, without a doubt, buy Seth's system now and then fire him tomorrow and get rid of him. Because the reality of all of that is that no one can produce the amount of numbers and revenue that Seth can, what you saw today. So do not think that you can take this idea and this concept and give it to someone else, because everything he discussed is proprietary. So the credit card data and the micro marketing that goes on within your area, Sesame and Yodel can't do it. Your staff can't do it. So it's an absolute no-brainer. I mean, you saw a dentist literally fork over $90 in ad spend and generate literally $80,000 worth of dentistry in less than a week. Okay, so staff, they can do other things. Sesame and Yodel, whoever else is doing your management, they can go work on another part of your website or something like that. But this stuff is proprietary, and you will not see it anywhere else. This is a very privileged thing. So
if you've got anyone else who's claiming to be able to, I mean, theoretically, could someone say, I can write daily engaging non-dental posts for you? Sure. Are they going to be based on our best practices of billions of data points across all of Facebook that we've got access to? No. But they could theoretically, there are plenty of social media firms that will say, oh, we can write daily posts for you. We can make offers for you. But and I won't argue with that. But if anyone says, oh, sure, I can get you some credit card data, they're lying to you or blowing smoke, because we're the ones with the deal with the credit card processing companies. So anybody else is making it up.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And because it's a lot of work. What Seth does is a lot of work.
I mean, we've got Cray supercomputers that are lined up in our server farm processing billions of credit card transactions every day. You can't do this on, a $500 Dell PC.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So that being said, go ahead, click that add to cart button right now. If you haven't done it already, you need to do it now and take advantage of this. And then the one thing, Seth, that I think might be a question for everyone is if they go ahead and they do the gold or the silver level, what sort of commitment do they look like? Is it a month-to-month kind of thing? You 30 days at a time and that sort of thing?
That's exactly right. There is no contract. It's 30 days at a time. They could cancel anytime they want. Honestly, we've never had anybody cancel because it works. So, I mean, if you were getting 30 patients a week or even just a month, why would you go away? I've never had anyone cancel, but you could. There is no commitment. You could cancel anytime. I don't know why you would, though.
Well, there you have it. So it's month to month, but no one ever quits. So there you go, best of both worlds. So
yes.
You're not stuck in a long-term deal.
I've actually had practitioners say, if I prepay for 12 months now, can I get a discount? Because after month 1, they said, oh, no, I know it works, but hey, sometimes if you give them a big lump sum, they'll give you a discount. So I've never had anyone quit, but I have had people say, can I pay you more in advance to get it cheaper?
There you go. There you go. So that's a good problem to have.
It is
for the practice and for you. So, all right. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, everyone, thanks for joining us on this very exclusive webinar. You saw some awesome, cool stuff tonight today that you really aren't going to see anywhere. You could attend 3,000 dental conferences and meetup meetings and continuing ed meetings and never, ever see this until you retire. So, that being said, hope you click the add to cart button. Seth, thanks for joining us. I do appreciate you giving my subscribers all this great info. I'm sure whoever is actually able to get a spot is going to crush it and love it all at the same time. So thanks, everyone. Make it a great day, and I'm sure I will be talking to you very, very soon.
Thanks again, Greg.